My God, Dak Prescott departure from Dallas. End of cycle in Dallas. Dallas Cowboys news. This is one of the most jaw-dropping, earth-shattering headlines to come out of the NFL in recent memory, and it's going to send shockwaves through the entire sports world. Dak Prescott, the face of the Dallas Cowboys for nearly a decade, is reportedly leaving the team. This isn't just some routine off-season drama. Folks, this is a major turning point for one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. The end of an era. The collapse of the dream that Dallas Cowboys fans have held onto for so long. It's hard to believe, but the writing was on the wall for a while now, and today, the truth has finally come out. Dak Prescott's time with the Cowboys is over, and that raises so many questions about what's next for the team, its fans, and the entire NFL landscape. Was Dak Prescott truly the right quarterback for this team all along, or was he simply part of a much bigger cycle that was destined to end in disappointment? Let's start with Dak's journey. Dak Prescott was drafted in 2016 in the 4th round of the NFL draft. At the time, no one really knew what to expect from him. The Cowboys had Tony Romo, their longtime starting quarterback, and many expected Dak to be little more than a backup. But from day one, Dak stunned everyone with his poise, leadership, and ability to execute under pressure. In his rookie season, he led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record, earning himself a Pro Bowl spot and turning into an instant star. The Cowboys seemed to have found their future. For the next few years, Dak played solid football, making the playoffs in multiple seasons and consistently keeping the team competitive. He was seen as the leader, the guy who could finally deliver a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, something they hadn't achieved in decades. Dak was more than just a quarterback, he was the heart and soul of the team, and for many fans, he symbolized the hope that the franchise had been desperately clinging to since their last Super Bowl victory in the 1990s. But as the seasons went by, cracks began to show. Sure, Dak had some great moments, but he was never able to fully elevate his game in the way that elite quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or Patrick Mahomes have done. And when it came to the playoffs, Dak's inability to close out big games became an undeniable issue. Year after year, the Cowboys would fall short in the postseason, sometimes due to Dak's mistakes and other times because of a lack of support from the team around him. The most glaring example of this came in the 2023 NFC playoffs, where the Cowboys were eliminated by the San Francisco 49ers once again, in a heartbreaking defeat that seemed all too familiar. This loss was especially tough because many believed that this was finally the year the Cowboys could make a serious Super Bowl run. Dak played poorly in that game, making mistakes that ultimately cost his team the game. Fans were frustrated, and the criticism of Dak reached an all-time high. How could this be the same guy who had shown so much promise in his rookie year? Was he just a product of a system that made him look better than he actually was? It was a tough pill to swallow for Cowboys fans, but the writing was on the wall. Dak wasn't the answer to the Cowboys' Super Bowl aspirations. Now, as the dust settles on Dak's departure, there's a growing sense of inevitability. This wasn't just a one-off bad season or a freak accident. This was the culmination of years of frustration, inconsistency, and underachievement. The Cowboys have been stuck in a cycle for far too long. Despite having a top-tier defense, solid offensive weapons, and a respected coaching staff, the Cowboys couldn't get past the final hurdle. And now, Dak is gone. The end of the cycle in Dallas. This marks the end of an era in which the Cowboys relied on Prescott to be the face of the franchise and the key to their championship hopes. But the questions remain, was Dak ever truly the problem, or was it something more systemic? Was it the culture around him, the roster construction, or perhaps the pressure of being the quarterback for one of the most demanding fanbases in sports? It's clear that the Cowboys' issues ran deeper than just one player, and now, with Dak gone, it's time to rebuild. But can the Cowboys really rebuild? And if they can, where do they even begin? The Cowboys are now faced with a monumental decision: what happens next? They have one of the best defensive players in the league in Micah Parsons, a dynamic playmaker in CeeDee Lamb, and an offensive line that can still be effective when healthy. But the question on everyone's mind is, who will be the next quarterback? The franchise is at a crossroads, and it's not an easy road ahead. The loss of Dak means the Cowboys will likely have to look to the free agent market or even the draft for their next quarterback. Do they bring in a veteran like Matt Ryan, Derek Carr, or maybe even Jimmy Garoppolo, or do they go for a fresh, young rookie quarterback and start a whole new chapter? The pressure is on Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, to get this decision right, as the team has squandered opportunities for the last several years, and fans are growing restless. There's no more room for failure. The Cowboys need a quarterback who can deliver in the clutch, who can handle the immense pressure that comes with wearing the star on their helmet. Will they find that player, or will they make the same mistakes that have plagued the franchise for so long? It's not just about the future of the Cowboys, though. Dak Prescott's departure sends shockwaves through the entire NFL. When a quarterback of Dak's caliber hits the market, it creates a ripple effect throughout the league. Teams that are struggling at the quarterback position will undoubtedly be looking at Prescott as a potential solution. Will Dak go to a team like the New York Giants or Washington Commanders, who could use a steady hand under center? Or will he head to a team like the Indianapolis Colts, who have been searching for a franchise quarterback for years? The possibilities are endless, and Dak's next move could change the balance of power in the NFL. But the question is, what kind of quarterback will Dak be when he leaves the Cowboys? Will he be the same player who had such a promising start to his career, or has he been permanently damaged by the pressure and expectations in Dallas? It's tough to say, but one thing is for sure, Dak's departure opens up a whole new chapter for the Cowboys, and potentially for Dak himself. As we look ahead to the future of the Cowboys, it's hard not to wonder if this marks the end of their championship window. For so long, Dallas has been stuck in a cycle of mediocrity, never quite able to break through to the next level. With Dak Prescott now gone, the Cowboys face a new reality. They will need to retool, to reassess, and to figure out how to get back to the top of the NFL mountain. It won't be easy, and it won't happen overnight, but it's clear that the Cowboys have a chance to rebuild and refocus. This could be the start of a new era in Dallas, one that could eventually lead to another Super Bowl, or it could be the beginning of another long stretch of disappointment. It all depends on the moves the Cowboys make in the coming months and years. In the end, Dak Prescott's departure signifies the end of a cycle in Dallas. Whether you're a Cowboys fan or just an NFL observer, this is one of the most significant moments in recent NFL history. The question remains, what's next for the Cowboys, and what's next for Dak Prescott? Will he find success elsewhere, or will he be forever remembered as the quarterback who couldn't quite get the Cowboys over the hump? Whatever happens, one thing is certain, the NFL just got a whole lot more interesting. As the Cowboys turn the page, we're all left wondering what's next for this legendary franchise, and what the future holds for their now former quarterback, Dak Prescott.